And then possibly my all-time favourite narcissistic quote ever. We're being smart. I don't think there will be an problem with us posting art here. What are lads, ladies, non-binary daisies? What's up, loungers? How are we all doing today? Okay, last few days have been very interesting. A lot has happened, and on the surface, a lot of it seems very bad, but in reality, things are looking good. And I can't be arsed setting up any other lighting, so yeah, sorry. Yeah, I fuck ring light, Pete. I feel like such a fuckboy with the ring light. I hate it. Anyway, what am I saying? So Dissociadid decided to strike my channel the other day. Started off with one strike, then another, and then within 3 days, 3 strikes. Now do not worry, I have already counter-notified, and YouTube, within less than a week of all those strikes being delivered, within actually a day of one of them being delivered, received my counter notification, accepted it, and informed her that, you know, that she now had to provide legal evidence that she was taking me to court, or else they were retracting the strikes on my channel, and that she had 14 days to do so. What I didn't realise until the other day, when I finally checked my emails, because I'm an idiot that never checks my emails. What I didn't realise is she'd actually tried to strike me 6 times. Yeah, and YouTube rejected 3 of her strikes outright by themselves, explaining to her that my content was fair use, hadn't broken any rules, tough shit basically. Now, as all of you are aware, I kicked up a bit of a shitstorm about this, and thank you guys, you have all been amazing. I genuinely don't think things would have gone like this had it not been for all of you supporting me this time. This time last year, when, you know, shit went down, I didn't have anyone in my corner, and that's why I couldn't handle it. Sure, I had some comments of support and stuff, but it wasn't until other YouTubers picked up the torch that I sort of just abandoned by the wayside when I deleted all my videos. If it wasn't for them, I am so grateful to them, because they were able to help people see and hear what I'd been trying to say in a slightly more patient manner. So props to Evangelina and Cringy, because you done good, kids. Granddad Pete gives you a thumbs up. I know I sound sarcastic, but I'm not. It's just 2 in the morning whilst I'm recording this. So still struggling to lift the strikes on our own channel from Sergio, and now deciding that striking me was the best form of damage control. Dissociadid spent this time just gaslighting and lying to our audience on the internet as much as she possibly could. I know a lot of this has already been discussed on our /Dissociadid, and you guys are the other ones I want to thank a hell of a lot. Genuinely, a hell of a fucking lot. The conversations on there have helped me so much with understanding a lot. I can't even begin to put into words what reading your discussions have helped me with. So thank you, because as well as providing me endless entertainment with just how savage you can be at times, it's been a far more useful learning resource as to how the minds of those with DID and how the lives of those with DID actually function than 100 of Dissociadids videos could have ever been. That is what you have done. That is what you have provided there, with your own testimonies, your own accounts, your own personal experiences of your life, your own stories, your arguments with each other, working out. There's been a lot of sort of like narratives and discussions that are helping, hopefully, to shape a slightly more education and science-based future for the diagnosis of DID as a whole. So yeah, good work. You also get a good work, kids, from Grandad Pete. That sounds sarcastic and genuinely isn't sarcastic. I'm 2 in the morning, so let's have a look at Dissociadid's gaslighting attempts. Trigger warning: child abuse / torture, with the I and the U in child abuse and the O and U in torture censored with a little star, with little asterisks. It's completely pointless. There's no reason to do that whatsoever. The human brain does not work like that. That is not how we read words. When we read a word, we say the word out loud in our head in that moment in time. Reading child abuse and torture, even if they are missing a couple of letters, your brain, your inner monologue, still ends up saying those words out loud in your head. It's still child abuse and torture. Two things that fucking suck and are disgusting, but censoring them when you write about them does nothing. Doesn't help anyone, doesn't protect anyone. All you do is I don't know, try to regress us into a state where we can't actually use the words that we need to use to talk about very serious topics. How are we meant to discuss topics like child abuse, torture, sexual assault, rape, if we're not even willing to say those words or even write those words? You protect no one, and all you do is help to dumb down your own audience. We're used to criticism and accounts that make content about that, but we draw the line at users manipulating our content to promote dangerous conspiracy theories around issues as serious as this. Nobody's been promoting dangerous conspiracy theories other than you, Chloe, who has insinuated multiple times that you were a victim of SRA, a made-up anti-Semitic belief that Satanists and Jews are killing and raping and torturing babies and drinking their blood in order to gain mystical world-controlling superpowers. You yourself have stated that you could possibly be a victim of SRA, so it's not me spreading that dangerous conspiracy theory. Child abuse and torture are not a fun game to run false narratives through. I totally agree. It places people in real danger and spreads more stigma and doubt on the subject of DID than those who speak out about trauma. No, Chloe, the only person who has placed more stigma upon DID is you. Go check out your own subreddit if you disagree with that. We don't give permission for our content to be used for this purpose. Oh well, tough shit. As far as fair use in the US and fair dealing within the UK are concerned, using copyrighted content is illegal without permission from the copyright owner. That's not true. Stop lying to your audience. Either you're just stupid, don't know what you're talking about, or you're purposefully lying. It will likely result in copyright strikes from YouTube if you use copyrighted content without the owner's permission. That's not true whatsoever. YouTube doesn't give channels automatic copyright strikes. That's not a thing. There is the automatic content ID claim system. Now that is an automatic system that scans copyrighted material, and by that I mean it scans the waveforms of the audio, and it scans the pixels within the video and the length of said video, and matches it based on that metadata to other items of content on its server. And when it finds content that identically matches, it issues an automatic content ID claim, which, depending on the company's settings, be it Sony, MGM, whatever, I don't know all the music fucking labels and shit, but whoever's issued the, well, whoever's not issued, but whoever's content it is, and has thus flagged up an automatic copyright ID claim, they will have set settings that declares what to do with said claim. So normally your video is made unlisted, and you are given the ability to trim out that segment or mute the audio, or given a whole load of options is the point. Never results in strikes. What Chloe has done is abused the manual strike system. There is a manual strike system that certain users, certain sizes, are eligible for, where they can manually go around, look at a video, find a video, and they fill out a form, they fill out their address, their name, a whole load of stuff, fill out this big form, they write a legal statement and sign a load of declarations saying that this is their copyrighted material, it is infringing upon their copyright in a way that does not fall under fair use, and then they, as I say, they select the segment of your video that is said copyrighted material, and then the strike is issued and the entire video is removed, and you do not have the ability, the video is not deleted but it is privated, and you do not have the ability, oh no, it is deleted, sorry, the video is deleted, and you do not have the ability to do anything with it other than submit a counter notification. A lot of people don't quite understand how the system works, so I will assume that she just doesn't get it. But I think it's fair enough for the average viewer, the average member of the audience, to not get how it works. The average YouTuber with 1 million+ subscribers should probably be fucking aware of how the law and the rules regarding this stuff works. So actually there is no excuse for how she is lying and misleading her audience. Repeatedly dangerous, excessively bullying and defamatory content on sensitive issues is often far more complex than what can be considered criticism or fair use. What does that mean? Far more complex? That doesn't mean anything, Chloe. You're not very smart. Users can counterclaim against a copyright claim if they feel a strike is inaccurate. My favourite thing is, so she wrote this huge ass response to somebody's question about, you know, why they were issuing strikes on somebody else's channel when they themselves were supposedly a victim of illegal strikes. And that was her response. And then OP replied with, "No, you don't want that people know your alters were copied from a book and you support dangerous people." And then Dissociadid announced that she was quitting YouTube for a bit because of a alleged abuser from her past. Trigger warning, ab***se. Hello everyone. Unfortunately, as our online presence has grown so large, we have regained the attention of past abusers. We have been contacted, located, manipulated, and threatened by someone dangerous who has the ability to harm us in person. Of course, if any of this is true, then that's pretty shocking. But I'm inclined to agree what I've seen everyone saying on Reddit right now, which is that it's probably not true, and she is definitely insinuating that I'm some kind of past abuser. In which case, fuck you, Chloe. If that's genuinely what you're trying to do, fuck you. That is an incredibly dangerous and horrible thing to do. Why the fuck would you do that to me? You have already, last year, encouraged more than 1,000 people to send me death threats. And thousands of people to tell me that I was responsible for you faking a suicide attempt. Well, at the time they thought it was a real suicide attempt is the issue. How dare you? Are you actually trying to get somebody to kill me? Is that what you're trying to do now? You're a scary, nasty, vindictive person. And just in case you're worried, guys, I do not have the ability to contact her. I don't have the ability to, unless she means via email, the public email that she has all over her website anyway, or via Patreon, you know, via Instagram, via the same way anyone else can contact her, which I have never ever done, for obvious reasons. My videos were always for the sake of critique and calling something out, never to harass somebody. She could have just ignored them. She never thought about that though, did she? She could have just apologized to her fan base and her community and then ignored me. She could have reached out to me. You know? I have purposefully never reached out to her for the exact reason that I was very aware of the type of person she was. And I did not want her to have anything where she could be like, oh, see, GrandadsLounge contacted me, he's threatening me. Because I would never do something like that because I'm not a dumbass little shit. I'm not malicious. I may come across as a bit of a twat, because I am, but I'm genuinely not a nasty person. Whereas I think you genuinely are. Like, you make my skin crawl. Therefore, it's with a heavy heart that we must announce Dissociadid's indefinite hiatus from YouTube and social media. We will be seeking greater anonymity as part of our intention to escape them. Our past content will still be accessible to those who need it, but we won't be making more. Some of the videos affected by invalid copyright claims have already been reinstated by YouTube, and the rest should follow shortly. Gotta keep that passive income, you know, not that those videos will ever regain their monetization, Chloe. Not that your channel will ever get remonetized. Now that you've abused the strike system and had as many strikes on your channel as you have done, you're never getting remonetized. That's why you're actually giving up on YouTube. Our Patreon will continue to be active for those who would like to be involved in supporting us on our personal journey as we seek healing and safety as a system. So if you, the dangerous stalker / abuser, want to keep up with her on her personal recovery journey, where she's not going to be dissociated anymore, she's going to just be her. Just join her Patreon, buddy. There you go. Just follow her on TikTok. What? Chloe, you're full of shit and everyone can see it. Oh my god. It will be for us as individuals, not Dissociadid, which will be on indefinite hiatus for the foreseeable future. I guess she'll come back should she ever be able to get remonetized. We plan to share our art there, develop mental health merchandise, and continue to celebrate and interact with our Patreon community as an incredible base of positivity and hope for everyone involved. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported Dissociadid and our content. With your help, we achieved more than we ever thought possible. We have faith that one day all survivors of abuse will be able to speak out freely without being silenced. Chloe, I am a survivor and a victim of abuse. Not one that I've ever really talked about on this channel, because it's not what I am. You are trying to silence victims of abuse. You have done multiple times throughout your career. You are the definition of a hypocrite, and a bigot, and a shit. And she wrote basically the exact same thing on her Patreon to somebody as well, but slightly longer, and it's just even more gaslighting. And here she makes it very clear that the person that she is talking about is me. And then possibly my all-time favourite narcissistic quote ever. We're being smart. I don't think there will be an problem with us posting art here. We're being smart. I don't think there will be an problem. Wow, Chloe, you're being really unsmart right now. You're a real smart. You're just smart. Smartness is out of the world. We're being smart. I don't think there will be an problem. We're not supposed to. We're being smart. I don't think there will be an problem. Oh my God. I got this. I got this. I got this. Oh, I got this. We got this. It's really struggling to drink. We're being smart. I don't think there'll be a problem with us posting art here. And if we aren't doing Dissociadid, there shouldn't be an issue. Wait, so your abusers, your stalkers and abusers are only doing this because of the videos you're making. Are you really actually saying that I'm a stalker and abuser? Oh my God, Chloe, do you realise how what you're saying is spitting in the face and insulting to everyone who has ever suffered any form of actual abuse or stalking? I'm not stalking you. Go fuck yourself. No, I am not. No. How? No. Go fuck yourself. I would not do that. How dare you? That's actually disgusting. How dare you? You're insinuating that a stalker would give up stalking you when for $5 a month he can continue stalking you on your Patreon? Have you ever actually been friends in real life with another human being and actually listened to them? Have you ever been friends with another girl and listened to their stories and the shit that they have to go through? Because I don't actually know a girl in my life who hasn't been stalked at some point. And you are trivializing and insulting everything they go through. As always, as is what you do with everything, as is your modus operandi. There shouldn't be an issue. There's no reason for them to threaten us now. We've stopped making content, so Patreon should be fine. We can block and remove anyone nasty too. There's no reason for anyone to threaten or stalk her, or that your abusers isn't interested in you because of your Patreon. You're right in saying I'm not interested in you now that you're off YouTube. So you actually saying what everyone else also thinks you're saying right now. That is a disgusting fucking thing to say. What the fuck is wrong with you? So the reality is, before Dissociadid uploaded that community post, an Instagram post and all of that saying that she was going on an indefinite hiatus, she received an email. And I know. because YouTube emailed me a copy of the email that they had sent her, as well as a little disclaimer just informing me that they agreed with me, they disagreed with her, they did not have any plan to remove my videos at this time. My videos are protected by fair use, fair dealing, or whatever the similar exception is in our copyright protection. Yada 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 yada, yada yada yada. So the reason why YouTube did this is because they had rejected some of her strikes upon my channel themselves, as I had stated earlier. And then, rather than accepting the rejected strikes, she decided to push it. She was so convinced that she wasn't abusing and misusing the content strike system that she decided to appeal. I've not heard of many people actually doing this. When YouTube says to you, no, your strike is invalid, not heard of many people appealing that, especially not when they currently have a buttload of strikes on their own channel. The arrogance, and again, I'm not armchair diagnosing in my armchair here, but the narcissism of somebody to do this in the situation that they were currently in, and to not think that Team YouTube would actually pay really close attention, or to actually hope that they'd pay close attention, that they'd take her side. It is fascinating how poorly she understands the law, to be simple. So they emailed her to say, "Hi Dissociadid, we are very concerned that your copyright notification may not be valid for some or all of the videos identified in your notification. Please keep in mind blah 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 blah." Here's an example of my counter notification that YouTube approved and said, yes, we agree with you. Counter appeal successfully filed. And this is how Dissociadid tries to write in these legal documents. Oh my god.
To whom it may concern, I strongly believe that my copyright is being infringed by this user. At the end of the video, he says, "Fuck you." In the description, he calls me scummy and pathetic and a waste of breath.